Thank you for joining us on the Presents Streaming Network.
Hola, Patty. Buenos dias.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. Doing good. Getting ready, of course, today for the first of 5 days of investment across Latin America and South America. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. Orlando will be joining us tomorrow. We're going to have some other special guests this week. Dr. Miguel Rodriguez. And we've also invited Carolina Marino. We hope to pick up a couple other guests and showcase a bunch of things. Patty, I think you identified an investment already. Where is it?
Yes, we are looking in Costa Rica, and
Okay.
I am happy to share. I was doing a little investigation, as you should always do when you're going to be investing in anything. And this is Santa Teresa. A loan of $1,700 helps to buy a set of 50 bicycles to sell, and it has 850 to go. The initial amount was $1,700, and they have good lenders. So I think you're gonna take us right into that, right, Marty? Over to you.
Yeah. Let me jump in there. I want to showcase what we're talking about here, guys. We are with Kiva, of course, and it looks like somebody's trying to call me already. So we'll go on ahead and tell them, hey guys, we're busy right now, right? So they seem to ring in and want to try to catch up to you anytime they can, especially when they see us go live. Here, Patty, let me showcase the Kiva screen. I want to share this so everybody can follow along. And let me make sure, the audio tab is turned on. That'll be nice. Okay. So Kiva, of course, when you come in, it looks like this, everybody. And kiva.org is of course, the web address. I get asked that a lot, KIVA.org. And we've been investing with them for quite a while, many years. But what has been nice about Kiva is, the opportunity to make a loan and change a life. So you can see right there, it's showing my portfolio. If you're looking for me, you'll see me there. And I currently have $74 to the plus. And so that's just people repaying their loans all over the world, right, Patty?
Yep.
Yeah, just keeps coming in.
Yep. And it's constantly, changing, because we're giving, it's coming back, so it's a constant flux, which is nice.
Yeah. And when you come in, of course, you can channel your giving. Remember, Kiva is a loan. This is not GoFundMe. Okay. So this means you're making it possible for people in agriculture, education, refugees, technology. We have participated in programs numerous times, as much as $500,000. So far, we have lent through Kiva, all of us, and by all of us, people ask me, I had a hedge fund manager 2 weeks ago. Well, quantify all of us. Quantify that. Who is all of us? I'm like, well, it's about 1.95 million investors right now in Kiva. And how much have you loaned? Very rude, very ignorant. I'm like, it's about 1.8 billion. Billion with a B, or million. I'm like, you can begin to ratchet down and tone down right now, or we're going to be terminating the call. B with a billion. 1.9. Is that online? Verify? I'm like, we've been open for 15 years. Yes, it's online. It's verifiable. Okay. So these are some of the popular questions about how Kiva works.
Marty, I just want to share that with that sentiment, it's when something is like so good, I don't know why people have a hard time believing it. Like, I understand, like, sometimes, it may seem like, oh, suspicious because this sounds too good to be true. But if you do your vetting, if you do your investigation, you'll see it is good. There is good out there. It reminds me of USAID. It's out there. And
Exactly. Exactly. So you get started, you choose a borrower, you invest, you get repaid. Right now, we have about a 96.34% repayment ratio, and then repeat. So all the money I've put in and like that Patty has put in, we're not actually interested in extracting the money out, okay, to keep it for ourselves. We allow the money to come back to the account, to our portfolios, and build back up again to hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and then just relend it again. So if you end up lending over 10 years time $1,000, then you relend all that. Now you've got 2,000 in your portfolio, and if you relend all that, then at the next 10-year period you're at 4,000, and if you do all that again, then you're at 8,000, and so you can see if you do all that again, you're at 16,000. So this is how this works. Some people do want to extract the money out when they get the repayments. They take the money out for themselves. Remember, it's a loan. It's not a donation. Okay. So 100% of your loan also goes to supporting the borrowers. And we're at about 1.6 billion. It's actually up more, around 1.8 now. And we're in about 77 countries. So we're not in every country. I want to make that clear. We have about 1.95 million lenders. And we're going to look at how you can go into Latin America and South America and see if your country is eligible. And then you can see we have huge partners like PayPal has given us money. Google has given us money. We do loans through the Walton Foundation that are double matched. And then all of the vital signs are down here for Kiva Capital, our protocol, our developer APIs, how to partner with us if you're in a country and you have a lender or a micro lender, you want to partner with us. How to do that is right here. And typically Kiva will start a country off with a small utility of like access to $1 million or 3 million in credit. And then that can grow to 5 to 8 million over time. How Kiva works, where Kiva works is critical. Okay. For you people out there watching and you live in Latin America or South America and you want to know, is my country eligible? Are they working in my country? You're going to want to go right here at the bottom where it says where Kiva works. Okay. And this is what's going to happen. You're going to see a map come up. Now, remember, this is where Kiva works. But also we have here how to become a lending partner. We have micro banks and micro lenders and banks that have contacted us and said, hey, what is the paperwork that we need to put in to bring our country? Like India just came back online. So we invested in India 2 weeks ago. How to become a trustee. And here you can see we're on 5 continents and 70 countries. So we're not everywhere. We do have staff in Nairobi and Bogota. But we're not everywhere. And when you come in here to see, like, who would I contact? I want to check and see. We have 297 lending partners right now. So we're not everywhere. All right. And you can drill this down like by regions. Let's today, Patty, you want to go to Central America or South America?
I was going to go to South America, Costa Rica, because I have my eye on one contender. I haven't officially done the loan yet, but this is for Santa Teresa, and
okay,
yeah, it's for bicycles in Costa Rica.
When people contact us and say like, hey, how do I figure out I live in Uganda, I live in Nairobi, I live in Eswatini, I live in Brazil, I live in Argentina, I live in Costa Rica, How do I find out who to contact in my country? This is where you're going to go to. You're going to go to where Kiva works. And you're going to change this. And here you can see already we have 49 lenders that we're working with. Okay. 49 partners. We call them lending partners. So this is the office you're going to go to. So if you have questions like, I live in Paraguay and I was wondering, where do I go? Paraguay? Yeah. Fundación Paraguay, right here. You can see them and look at their strengths, okay? They've got a lot of anti-poverty focus, client voice, a lot of markers, family and community empowerment. The risk rating right here, you'll notice, is a 4. And if you want more information about that, just hover up here and you'll get a pop-out block like, what is a risk rating? Okay, so there's many levels of risk associated with Kiva loans, which are explained on our website, and we give you a link here, the risk, okay? And it's an institutional default associated with each lending partner is how this works. So this is kind of how people find. I get this question a lot. How do I find who to call? Who is lending in my country? Here's Bolivia. Fundación Pro Mujer. Okay, Peru, Colombia. Patty said, where were you looking at, Patty?
We're looking in Costa Rica, and also there's another great way to investigate. Now, Kiva makes it really easy to find information, like we're doing here on this module. When you go into somebody you want to lend to, like I'm looking in Costa Rica, and I'm looking at Santa Teresa, a loan of $1,700 to help buy 50 set of bicycles. If you scroll down, all the way down to that profile, you'll see the map of the location. You keep scrolling down.
I see right here, Patty, there's a couple of places people in Costa Rica can go.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
They can go to Mi Credito.
Yep.
Yeah. And
we lost your screen, Marty. Your screen is frozen on the last module.
Oh, okay. Did I come back now?
It's creeping.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just moving a little bit at a time.
Oh, okay.
There's Edessa. Okay, so when people ask the question, like, here's what is this here, Patty? Fudicosur?
Yep.
So it looks like there's 3 lenders in Costa Rica that people could approach.
But also, if you scroll down on a particular,
Pomona Impact is in Costa Rica.
Yep. They
just approaching this from the person's question, because they often contact me and they say, who do I contact? Do I talk to you, Marty, for my loan? Do I apply with you? I'm like, no, you would need to apply in your country. How do I find where to apply? Who to talk to? What is the address? How do I call them? What is their website? Okay, so in Costa Rica, let's just go into Pomona Impact and take a look. All right, this is what you would do. You would go in and you would also be looking at, they've been with Kiva for 80 months. They've done 7 different loans, $112,000 they've lent out, okay? It's not a very busy account. They have a 0 exchange rate loss. That's important. And here's their website. This would be the most important thing, okay? So this is not a good
sign.
A good sign. So I'm just not going to go there. All right. And granted, I'm on a Titan account with Google, which is a very high level of VIP security. So, many people have told me I'm not even seeing all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. But this is where you would go. Let's look at a different one. Let's see. And let's just stay in Costa Rica. Here we have Novica. Okay, let's go in and take a look at them. They're lending in a lot of places. Now here you can see different signs of life, like they've been with Kiva 132 months.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see if I can highlight that. 132 months there. They are very aggressive. They've lent almost $3 million. So this is what you as the borrower want to do. You want to be looking at their artisan loan program and, you know, their different things. They have a 0% exchange loss rate.
So there is a simplified version as well, and this is really detailed and wonderful. There is, if you want to get like a bird's eye view, if you go to the prospectus that you're wanting to lend to, if you scroll down all the way down to their profile, past the map of the region, past the contributing lending teams, you're going to see loan details tab and then lending partner tab. If you click the lending partner tab, it's a more simplified bird's eye view.
So,
and the links are there for more details.
But Patty, what you're talking about is to lend money. What I'm talking about is people that contact us all the time asking about
if you want to
borrowing.
Yes, if you want
and
to
they get very frustrated because they say, I go onto the website and it says immediately to borrow, okay, that I have to live in the United States. And since I don't live in the United States, I don't know where to turn. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to find the lenders in my country. I don't know where that's listed. And I have been working for the past 2 months now to showcase what you need to do is click where Kiva works and go look at in your country. Kiva very rarely ever loans directly to people. You have to find in your country who all the lenders are. And in Central America, Costa Rica, we have 4 of them here that we could pick from. And the one that I was just in is very, very busy, very busy. So this question is coming up all the time. I try to go on. It says I'm denied because I don't live in America. Everything is denied. They don't lend to anyone in Africa. They don't lend to anyone in South America. I don't live in the United States. The whole thing was failure. I walked out and exited. And that's because we have not spent a lot of time showing people how to figure out where in their country to look. Again, let's take a look at Mi Credito here. Here, we'll click on View Website. It'll take you into their website. You can go in and let's see if we can get all the way in here. Yes, we can. Okay, so this is a personalized approach. And they're trying to impact borrowers, their families, and communities. You can see all their products that they're doing. And when you guys apply out there, you want to tell, like when you go to Mi Credito, you want to tell them, we have friends in the United States Presidential Service Center who, under the Latin America and South America Committee with Patty Frudenberg, that have a certified lending team. They would like to support us. So I need to be put on to Kiva. When you go to talk to these different, lenders in all the 70 countries, many of them are just doing direct, like microloans directly from them to you. If you don't tell them that you want to be on Kiva, they may not put you on there. They may put you onto their private micro studio program. Okay. So you want to tell them that, hey, I want to be listed on Kiva. Okay. And here you'll have all their information, how to contact them, how to apply, the whole thing. So this is how you find where to go in your country and whether or not there's anybody that's lending in my country. Again, we were just showcasing this today, where Kiva works. This is for you people out there who want to borrow. And now Patty and I are going to go in to take a look at a portfolio. We'll look at mine. You can see me right here, my portfolio. So if you're on our lending team, which it doesn't cost any money to be a part of our lending team, feel free to come in. Right now, I've made 44 loans. I've got about $500 outstanding. I've got $74 available to lend today. And we're going to invest today, right, Patty?
Yes. And I want to mention also to the new borrower, when you come onto this website, just to feel around and get comfortable with Kiva and what they offer and all the resources of the banks in your country. If you take a country that you're in and you look at another borrower's information that's similar to your region, right? You will see the success rates right there too. Again, just to compare the banks, you might want to say to yourself, oh, wow, well, I'm in that region. I'm actually in that town. That borrower is using that bank. And now you could drill down to that specific bank because now you see a borrower that's already using them and you could do a little bit more comparison for your research.
Exactly. And Patty wanted to invest in Costa Rica today. You can see we have 25 loans open in Costa Rica. If I was to go back up here and hover under lend, for those of you who are looking to lend, and I went over here to Central America because Costa Rica is in Central America, but you can see our other continents. And I went into Central America. You may have noticed we have 479 open loans today in El Salvador, 86 in Guatemala, 263 in Honduras, 250 in Nicaragua, and 20 in Panama. If I change this to South America, you'll see 82 in Bolivia, 7 open in Brazil, 0 in Chile, 365 loans open today in Colombia, 183 in Ecuador, 107 in Paraguay, and 68 in Peru.
I was going with South America first, but I do like Costa Rica too. So we're gonna do it all this week, Marty.
You want to invest in South America today?
I do. We could do Colombia. I have
Okay.
one of the ladies that work at the shop. She has a lot of family in Colombia, and I like to support Colombia. What can I tell you?
So let's go in here and try to make as safe as loan as we can possibly make. Okay. First of all, I'm just gonna say, you can change things over here to your liking. Men, women, non-binary. Maybe you like groups better. You think those are safer. They have none. So we're
Not necessarily. I'm a solopreneur. And you know what? When I first said Costa Rica, I was thinking, in South America, I was thinking of Chile. In my mind, I was visualizing Chile. So Chile's another one that's going to be on the list this week.
And here, look at the sort order they have recommended. Okay. Here's the location. We're already in the right location that we want. You can search by sector: agriculture, transportation, attributes, clean energy, displaced refugees, youth, rural exclude. There's a lot of different things. The loan length, the distribution. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, partner is definitely going to be one of the safer avenues to go, because partner means that they've gone into an office and been scrubbed. And they've applied at one of our lending partners. And look what happened. We're still at 365. So we haven't lost too many people. Okay,
I'm glad you clarified that because, there are certain terminologies that if you're not familiar with, you could completely overlook. And like you said, that's really vital. It's a really key to put that part of your, investigation.
And I'm going to shrink this down now for you investors out there. Remember, this is really easy because it's only $25 that you're investing. I'm going to start to shrink this risk rating to see, ooh, something just happened there. When I put it to 3.5,
yes.
Now I've only got 285 left. Let's see what happens. It's changing again. I put it down. I'm still at 285. Let's check its tolerance. I'm going to go down to 2. Oops. There's nothing left at that risk rating. So I'm going to have to go back to 3. So that's as much tolerance that can take. Now, on the default rate, do you want 100% default rate? Probably not. Your bank would go out of business, okay? And even if you have a great heart and you're a beautiful person, right, Patty? And Mike hits the lottery today and he comes home and says, babe, I actually have the ticket and I'm trying to keep it quiet. Only one other person knows at work. But I want to take of like this 400 million and I want to start helping people across South America. And I want to open up a microcredit finance and put 50 million into it. Does Michael and Patty want to have 100% default rate and watch the 50 million vaporize? No, because they only had the place open for 2 years. All the 50 million's gone. Nobody paid the money back because they have a default rate of 100%. People ask me, well, what does default rate mean? Okay, well, right now we've got it at 19.4. Let's put it down even lower. 9.7 default rate, even that's high. That's about 1 out of 10 people. It's still at 285 loans, okay? So I want to increase that screen a little bit more. And I'm going to put this thing down. I want to see. Ooh, I put it so low, Patty. Look.
Nothing.
it couldn't, because the stark reality of life is somebody is going to default. Okay, guys? Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know what? Sometimes there's injuries. Sometimes there's health, deaths. Even things happen. Look, pandemics.
Exactly. Now we got our default right there at 7.9. That's pretty acceptable, but it looks like I put it down to 6.7%. It doesn't seem to be very happy at that rate, Patty. So
no,
I'm gonna see if I can get some of these people back that we could look at. That's 7.9. That's about as low as I can get it. Okay.
Okay. I mean, fair enough.
And profitability, guys, this is up to you. We're not, like I said, Patty and I are not into profitability. Okay. And here you have some advanced filters. And I do want to get you to pay attention to legacy filters. Okay. So legacy filters over here, check this out. What I want to show you is down here on the legacy filters. So let us go back into Colombia. We're back to 365. But when you go into legacy, you have even more control. And the reason I want you to remember partner, we had our risk rating was down to, I think it was about 3 was all it could take, right? 2.5, it wasn't happy. But depending on what country, 3, depending on what country you go into, you may see better results, okay? But here in the legacy filters, you can also do this. We had our delinquency rate was down to 7.9. Okay. Look at the default rate, 8%. What if you move this down to like 4.4? You lost everybody.
Oh boy.
Let's try 5.1. Still nobody.
Oh boy.
5.8. Nada. 6.2, strikeout king. 6.7. Still not happy. How about 7.1? 7.5. Okay. All right. We're starting to get some results here. 7.5. So these are some things you may want to mess with. All right. Let's just take a look at profitability. I'm going to open that up in a new tab, Patty.
Mm-hmm.
Because we said, and the average cost to the borrower, we may or may not be interested in average cost to the borrower, because some partners do charge borrowers, in order to make it possible, for their long-term sustainability of operations, reach, and impact. They may have to charge a small fee, but generally Kiva is where people go when banks tell them to get out. Okay.
Your last chance.
Yeah. APR, MPR. Okay. So there may be some cost to the borrower, and profitability is return on assets. It's an indication of a lending partner's profitability. It can also be an indicator of the long-term sustainability of an organization, as organizations consistently operating at a loss. People who have a negative return may not be able to sustain their operations over time. All right. So now let's go in there. I think this is, you may want to mess with these, you investors out there. You may want to mess with these. Okay. You may want to put the cost to the borrower down, and you're going to continue to see results like this. Sometimes they disappear. There I got it at 46.5%. We just have a couple here, but these are different things you can tinker with. And you may want to look at these loans, because if there's one that jumps out that's glaring,
Also, I like the filter for return borrower, because that shows good faith that they were able. We've invested in a couple that already second, third time around.
8 times in Africa. I've had a group of ladies 8 times.
Yeah, and that's really nice to see that ecosystem. For me as a borrower, it's like, the philanthropist at heart, like you said, it's your money. You could take it if you need it. It's your money after all. But it's nice if you have that philanthropic heart and you see that evolution, that ecosystem, and especially with return borrowers. It's so beautiful to know that we're taking part across the world in this economy.
And we had one this year mentioned to us. It's a joke, like $13,000. It's clown money. And I was like, well, that's great, but come back like 8 times for 13 grand.
Exactly.
Okay. Like some of our ladies have, 4 or 5 ladies in a group in Ghana who've come back 8 times. Come back, like in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Mm-hmm. Like we did with Alltech, who originally got a $100,000 loan, and this year they came back for $500,000. Come back to us. Okay?
And the sustainability in remote places, to know that you are part of that equation. You're a piece of the puzzle. To have sustainability in remote places for people to be able to come back 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, and I'm gonna activate here one of my favorites, Patty. Exclude experimental partners. I'm not in the mood today to be experimenting with my money. And exclude loans with currency risk. This is not good. Okay. Sometimes you may lose a whole bunch here, guys. The currency risk. Okay. And what that means is, on currency risk, is during repayment, sometimes because the dollar to that country's currency has changed over time, the field partner may opt to cover their losses for up to 10%. And if the United States dollar appreciates more than 10% against the local currency, you'll notice these losses in your portfolio. So when I activated the currency risk, that means all four or those partners in that country opted out. And now even if I get rid of, there's no currency risk enabled, Colombia's enabled. If I get rid of these default, we want to have a partner, no experimental, and risk rating, all of them are gone. Okay, now look what happens if I turn that back on. Currency risk. So this means, and the dollar is really strong right now. So you're going to lose a couple of dollars on this loan due to currency risk. The dollar is probably going to bash and beat up, the money in Colombia. And you're going to lose $1 or $2 due to currency risk. If that's okay with you, is that okay with you, Patty?
Well, risk versus reward. Why are you investing? Are you investing because you need money real fast and you're trying to make more and walk away rich and do whatever you need to do with it? Or are you in for the long haul? If you're in for the long haul and you're going with borrowers who are coming back, and this is to create a better world. If this is more of the reasons, then I wouldn't be too worried about it. Again, any investment we know is a risk. Back to you, Marty.
Exactly. And I just activated a different filter down there, going back into, it was matched. Okay. So matched loans. And we may be getting some different results here. And I would just like to go back into that advanced filter and back into the legacy filters, guys, because a match is really cool. We have a matched loan with a Mexican-American gentleman in Arkansas right now with a construction company, Gyro. And he had a matched loan that was made available to him from the Walton Foundation. And you'll see a lot of these matched loans here. These are really good indicators. Look at this, 2 times matching by Bank of America. Okay, if you see these little indications on there, 2 times matching loan by the city of Oakland. How strong do you think that loan's going to be?
Pretty good. Pretty strong.
Good. Okay, Bank of America is really, this on here is $10,000. Fernanda. Okay. So when you see these matched programs from the Walton Foundation, from Bank of America, let's see, Patty, if we can get something like that in South America. I tried in...
About Chile?
Chile, no loans open in Chile.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Coming to theaters near you.
Well, we had a couple open in Chile last week, and they were all snapped up. Yeah, they were all. Let's go to Brazil, where Corey lives.
There we go.
Corey Warfield. And see Corey Lopes Warfield, and let's see. Okay, we got a couple here. Yeah. Okay. I'd be interested to see if we can find anything and get lucky in Brazil. There's almost 9,000 loans open today. Let's look at, we've had several successful loans in Brazil, and they have paid off. Let's look at Prosperas. Food production sales. They're currently 55% funded. Of course, this was all translated from Portuguese. Banco de Povo Crédito Solidário is actually doing this. So this is through a partner, one of our vetted and proven partners. And you can see right now we've got 21 lenders on this and 9 different teams. The borrower is going to pay interest. the partner will not cover the currency loss against the American dollar. Okay. And if you want to look at the lending partner, Banco de Povo Credito Solidario, you can do that here. You can also go in to take a look at, well, just look there, Patty. They have like 1.32% loans at risk, less than 1% on default. So it looks like the best we can do if, and of course, yeah, guys, you can go in here and look at all their statistics. Okay. Their total loans is just over 1 billion so far. With Kiva, they're tapping very close to 5 million. This is a lot of information right here. You can see how they're doing. The average cost to the borrower is 17% APR. So go in here, take a look at all this stuff. And really, Patty, just after today's little educational session, I think we better go on ahead. Let's invest. It's 11:50. So we want to go back to Central America. We're going to go back to Costa Rica. We're going to try to find the best loan that we can using the information we shared today and learned today. And should
I do my, are you going to do it from your portfolio? Or should
once we pick it, I think I do want to switch it over to partner at least and lower that risk rating back down to 3, because we were able to get some results with that by lowering the risk rating. And the default rate, let's put it back down again.
Your screen hasn't changed yet on my end.
Oh, let me, sorry about that. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, so I've got it on partner. The risk rating is 3. The default rate is down to 7.3%. We're now down to 23 loans eligible. And you said there was a guy in here you were looking at?
Oh no, it was I believe it was a woman. I'm all over the place because I was checking everybody out. So I got my peeps confused. I got my countries confused. But yes, Costa Rica bicycles. That I know for sure.
Okay. We got agriculture here. Claudio Augustin. He's buying supplies for growing coffee.
I like that too.
Okay. Agriculture. I know my personal portfolio, I'm just going to say, is massively balanced, about 70% women. Okay, so he's 31 years old. He's single and currently lives alone. He's intending to buy agricultural supplies and other products for applying to coffee crops in summer. With the earnings from this coffee plantation project, he will help his parents financially. Additionally, he hopes that this investment will strengthen his project. It's the second loan, which ding, ding, ding. That's one for Patty that Patty likes.
Yes. And actually, okay. I have this bookmarked also. I have this as one of my favorites as well.
It's a second loan, so Patty likes that. And this has been translated by Hasmin Sherwin. Here, if you would like to, you could look at the previous loan that he had. Okay. So this is when he was 26. He's now 31. All right. And the loan is special because it's structured so the farmer's repayment schedule aligns with his cash flow. This does have a lending partner who is vetted by Kiva, Fudecosur. So that's good. We have some protection there. And this is a foundation, the Foundation for the Development of Southern Communities, Fudecosur. They're dedicated to economically empowering clients by providing credit and training programs. That's also very good, guys, when you see that training. In Africa, we're doing this with Babon Ghana, and they train farmers how to double and triple the cultivation and profit. Okay, so training is.
And Marty, also, if you're a person who likes to do non-for-profit work, besides this investing, there's also a great resource to see what people are doing across the globe, like this instance that you're sharing.
Yes. So, yes, very, very important. And you can go and, of course, check that out if you want to go and check out foodecosora.org. They have it right here. Most people are earning about $12,900 per year in Costa Rica. We have 14 lenders on this project right now, 5 teams. The length will be 50 months. Repayment schedule is monthly. And the funding model is flexible. They're not going to cover you for currency loss, so don't come back crying saying, oh, I had $2 loss because the dollar appreciated against the Costa Rican. Okay, that's going to happen. Here's the detailed repayment schedule. You can see his payments. And the lending partner again, to analyze the lending partner. Okay, profitability is very low. Delinquency rate is quite low, 3.18%. The current loans at risk that they have is high, 17.5%. However, their default rate is 0.11.
Pretty good.
Okay. And the currency exchange is 0.75. So default is very good. It's less than 1%. And that's because these farmers band together, Patty. When they find out that somebody's sick, they're in trouble, he's not going to make his payment next month or the month after, they band together to protect.
That's
and they'll
awesome.
make the payments
I love
for
that.
that person, okay? You want to go in there and look at Food de Cosor and what they're doing, you can. Just click on that tab, come on in here. The Foundation for the Development of Southern Communities, they're a nonprofit microfinance institution. They were established in 1993. They're operating in 165 communities in the cantons of Pérez Zeledón, Buenos Aires, and Cotes Bruce. So these are all very important. And I see Dr. Mike is coming in as well. Welcome, Dr. Mike.
Thank you.
Dr. Mike.
Welcome. Thank you. Sorry for being late, but they had to stretch the spine today.
It's no problem.
Well, you made it just in the nick of time. And we were just going over one of the partners, and it's also a non-for-profit, and they're in multiple countries. And Buenos Aires is going to, just put Buenos Aires on the list, Marty.
Yeah.
That's great.
My cousin Ana Mangello in Buenos Aires. She's going to be happy.
That's right. I just wrote it down.
Another one of our friends, Guillermo Minardi, he's going to be happy. They both live in Buenos Aires.
That's right.
That's fabulous.
Food de Cosor is utilizing the village banking model to facilitate lending and education. The model empowers the communities where Food de Cosor works by training village residents to run village banks, also known as credit committees. There's a lot of information here, guys. If you want to see what's going on with their vice presidents and compliance officers, 31% of the elected positions, are coming from female participants. 35% of loan funds are earmarked for females, helping to empower the women living and working in these communities with the village banking model. There is a lot of information here for you to be reading about and studying.
That's nice.
A lot of information. Anti-poverty, client voice. All right, I think, Patty, we're pretty convinced we're going to do it. Let's do it.
Yes. I'm excited. We just discovered a new partner. There's just so many. And, I was doing my own investigation. I'm a lender. I'm part of the portfolio team. And yet here we are doing discoveries. And I'm excited. I just put Buenos Aires right on the list.
All right.
That's great.
Claudio Agustin of Costa Rica.
Yes, sir.
He is getting ready. And we've noticed when we invest in something as the United States Presidential Service Center, man, I've seen loans vaporize in 20 minutes.
Oh,
the entire
absolutely.
Loan was it was gone. We didn't have a chance to even get the word out. Everybody jumped in there, Mike.
That's true. That's exactly right. And again, 1 minute they're there. A matter of fact, I've gone searching even 5 to 10 minutes later, and only to find that they're fully funded. So there's a positive impact in the world, and especially since we are very formative about what they can do and how they can be part of it, and how $25 alone makes a difference, and how quickly it just gains steam. It's
Mhm.
just
And how
amazing.
pissed off traditional lenders are when they find out about $25. And I've had folks call us and say, I mean, we're looking to do serious loans, Marty, like 20 to 80 million. What are you talking about? $25? This is childish. And I'm like, no, it's not, because we just finished doing 3 $500,000 loans in just 10 months alone.
That's right.
If you go
But
back
I
to
love
those,
the fact that you could become a partner as well without having to become a bank. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So I love that whether you're the lender or the borrower, there's so much opportunity for growth.
Well,
absolutely.
well, in Latin America, what was great about my trips down there is that it does not take much to make a difference. A bag of seeds, fertilizer, it launches something, and it launches something in communities that are under, let's say, 500 people. And again, when you insert Kiva and then you see the actual crop come through, the rotation starts. Self-sustainability. That's why the lenders say to themselves, they're looking for 10 million and 20 million and 30 million. I got it. But you know what? We're talking directly to the borrowers, and
Right.
they're making their terms. And this is what gives them. Oh, by the way, Martin, did you mention our success rate on the payback?
Oh, yeah, 96.34%. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
very
Come
high.
on.
Yeah,
You
very
know, I think some of the banks in the United States could learn something from us.
And you know, Kiva's
You
been
made a
around
good
for
point.
15 years.
You know
Yeah,
what? A good point you just made that I don't know if we discussed about it because we've been talking about so much details, but you see the need when you come into Kiva. You see the real world needs. These are the real communities. This is what they need. And sometimes we just don't know. You think it's just money, but to actually know exactly where the money's going to, it's going to cattle, it's going to XYZ. You see the real people, the real needs. Thank you. Back to you.
Yep, that's right. So that's what's going to happen, guys. When you go in there, I put that in my basket. You're going to click on your basket. You can add a couple of different loans if you want to. Feel free. He's sitting in my basket. You will have a chance here. I belong to a couple of other teams. I belong to a Nigerian team, the Climate Pilots, an India team, Akiva Wazobia, Nerd Fighters. We have 46,000 members in Nerd Fighters. Rotary, of course, International. The U.S. Presidential Center is who I want this loan to be credited to its portfolio today. So you have a choice there. If you belong to a couple of different teams, I also belong to Women Empowering Women. We have almost 50,000 members in here. I'm going to select this. This next one here, do you want to help? This is not free for Kiva to do. The loans are not free for them to manage. You could change this. You could make this whatever you want it to be. But whatever you do here, that's going to tell you, let's say you made it $2. This portion of the amount of money that you give is tax-free. And you're going to receive a letter from Kiva for however many times you do this, and you're going to give that to your accountant. This portion of the loan, not the entire loan, this portion of the loan is going to cover Kiva for their operating costs. And since it is a nonprofit registered 501c3, you're going to want to come in here at the end of the year and print out this letter for every time you did just this right here. Is that clear, Patty? Just this.
Yes. Yep.
So this part here that you're giving to Kiva is a tax-free donation, 501c3 donation. This part up here is not. This part is a loan. You're going to be getting this money back. You can't claim that on your taxes. You can claim the losses.
yeah. Yeah.
If you have currency losses, okay, I have currency losses because, like Patty said, I'm helping all over the world. I maybe have $10, $15 in currency losses against the American dollar this year. That's a loss. You can claim that up to $50,000 for a husband and a wife each on your taxes per year. Of course, you know, you're going to want to be itemizing. Not everybody itemizes. Here it's saying I have money on file. Remember, I set up here, I have $74 on file. I'm going to just use my Kiva credit that I have on file. Because like I said, I'm not interested in ever getting this money back. All these people are paying money. They're repaying their loans to me. I'm not interested in ever receiving any of my money for loans back. I'm interested in doubling and tripling and quadrupling and quintupling my money. I'm going to complete this order. Everybody else that wants to jump in today that's following along with us, Claudio Agustin, and then you're going to get a chance to share this on Facebook. So yes, I'm going to share it on Facebook. Obviously, you can tweet it to your followers that you just donated. Feel free to do that, guys. I think Patty's gonna jump in and do hers. And any of you other folks, I see people are following us. Just jump in there, Claudio Agustin. And I'm also going to put him in on my story today. And then I'm going to tweet him out to everybody. And you can also share that on LinkedIn if you want. I'm going to tweet him right now. There he goes. There he goes. He's out on Twitter. He's out on Facebook. I just blew him out. And I'm going to copy this link right now because you're going to see this appear immediately in the Latin American Committee. If you'd like to join us in there, Patty is the chairperson for the Latin American Committee at the United States Presidential Service Center. Go ahead and put that in there, Patty. Claudio Agustin.
Yeah, I'm putting it in.
I'm putting it in the Latin American
Yay!
Committee. Yeah, there he is. He's in there. So anybody that wants to jump in, you have the link now. Feel free to jump in and invest in Claudio Agustin. And let me just do one thing before we leave today, Patty. I just want to say I'm going to continue to my portfolio. You'll see him propagate in your portfolio, guys. See, there he is. He's in there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our group in India, Rita. Abdul, we just finished with him. He received $7,000 in Ghana. He's an artist. Acceso El Salvador, this was a $500,000 loan, 100% funded. Dr. Shannon Stewart down in Florida, she is a member of our group. She received her full loan for $13,000. She's paid back 11%. Ilara Health, another, this was $350,000. If you want to view all of my loans, you can do that. I have a public portfolio, people that want to scrub and have a forensic CPA go through my loans for several days. Feel free. Here's my portfolio. Just go in there and check it out, see what I'm doing. And like I said, these are all my people. Sometimes they'll write to you updates. I'm in 23 countries so far. 40 other loans have been done by people I've invited. And these are the teams I belong to. You get a lot of good statistics for your portfolio. 16% of my loans are in the United States, 14% are in Kenya. You can see here I've invested in Togo, Brazil, Madagascar, Puerto Rico. And you can analyze by gender, 62% female, 38% men. By sector, I do a lot of investments in food and agriculture, but also retail, health, clothing, services. And my lending partners, I love One Acre Fund out of Kenya. And I mentioned Babon Gona. We did $500,000 with them. ID Ghana, Sierra Leone, Honduras. So these are all the partners I'm working with right now. So you get a lot of information about your portfolio. And you can see your total effect. And if you want to, you can view all of your loans just like this. And you're naturally going to see, all of your people come up. And here they are. There is Rita, the Indian group. There's Abdul, $7,000. Like I said, Acceso El Salvador, this was $500,000. This was an agricultural project, very successful. Dr. Shannon Stewart, Mike was just over there visiting with her husband, the Marine Nurse Willie, $13,000. Elara Health was $200,000. They had previously done $150,000. Kuli Kuli, $200,000. They had other loans also. Alltech we talked about today. This was in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, $500,000. Rebecca is currently paying back. You remember Rebecca in Puerto Rico?
Of course.
With the salon. Yeah, she's paying back. Chris is paying back at the restaurant in Puerto Rico.
I just
forgot to
finished
ask
paying.
Orlando. We're going to ask Orlando tomorrow. Did he go to the restaurant?
Oh yeah, that's right. I just did my investment with Claudio.
So this is Alice in Nigeria. Like I said, guys, just take a look at all of these. These are all people I've invested in. I've got pages and pages. Jose in Puerto Rico with the security guard company, he's still paying back. And the general store in Guatemala. Imbe in Togo with her store, she's fully repaid. Almost fully repaid, yeah. And Danshivi in Togo, completely repaid. Caroline and the Solomon Islands. So, all right, guys, we will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We'll be ready to invest again.
I just shared across social. I just invested in Claudio as well.
All right, Claudio is doing good. He's doing good with his coffee farming. We wish him the very best. And cheer. And tomorrow we are going to have Orlando with us tomorrow. So super crazy. He was apologizing that he couldn't make it today, but he'll definitely be with us tomorrow. And he may have actually been watching a little bit. I'm not sure. But Mike Rodriguez said goodbye. He wanted everybody to know changing the world one loan at a time.
That's right. All right, Marty. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah. I will catch you tomorrow, Patty. Take care now.
Let's play a game. Kilby.
You know what? ये लाइफ सेट वाली लाइन है स्कैम.
Yun medla.
सारा लाइफ सेट करते करते पूरी लाइफ ही मैनेज कर